perfect. Let's start. Harmony. Harmony. First, we're going to do a little review of the previous lesson. Yeah? First of all, ranges, voice ranges. Yes? Which are the ranges of the, let me see, one, well, we have 3 people, so one is going to repeat the voices. Georgios, which is the range of the bass? The most comfortable range and the total range and the extreme notes.
Okay, the extreme, I would say Mi 2.
Yes.
2, all the way to middle C. Yes.
Yeah, they can sing a D as well. Eh?
Extreme.
Extreme D.
And
extreme,
the comfortable, I know, wait, I would say Sol to Do, G to C.
No.
Damn it. I don't know. I'll make a mistake.
E3 to F3.
C3 to F3.
That's the most
high. Very high.
It's the middle one.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
The most comfortable.
I remember it's a fourth. 4 of them, it's a fourth.
Always.
And one of them is C. I think for all of them, one of them is C.
Well,
like G to C.
Not all of them.
I think soprano is G to C.
Not all of them.
It depends, no, for register, because there's 4 types. There's the bass, the tenor, the alto soprano, no? Each instrument and each voice has its register, so it has its limitations, no?
Yes, you have the range, the extreme notes, and the most comfortable range. Yes.
Claro.
And this is important. I mean, for us, especially for the orchestration point of view. Huh? Why? Because when you're singing in the most comfortable range, yes, the voice doesn't stand out. So if you want something even, yes, you're going to you have to be very aware, yes, of the most comfortable range if you want the resulting sound to be even. Yes, if you want one voice to stand out, that is one of the things that we mentioned last lesson, that we had. Sorry, message with Juan. I wanted to know if it was okay. When you orchestrate, yes, you have to orchestrate wisely, yes, with the ranges. You can manage through the ranges of the voices, and this is going to be, we start with the voices, but this is going to be applicable to the instruments. So if the instrument is in a high register, on a register, on a range, yes, that stands out, yes, just because, for example, let's say is bright, yes, extreme register. Sometimes extreme register or ranges are not the same as standing out. Yes, I gave the example of for example, the oboe. The oboe, as it goes higher, it gets thinner. Yes, it goes lower. Yes, actually the lowest register of the oboe sounds louder. Yeah, so in this exercise we're doing we are I mean, the purpose of this exercise is start to be aware. It's not just connecting voices. You're composers, yes, you have to be aware that somebody is going to play this. Somebody's going to sing this. Yes, I mean, it's not just the note. A note implies a lot of things. Yes, later on will imply timbre. Yes, it will imply the difficulty. Yes, it will imply the dynamic range. And if you understand that concept, yes, the orchestrations will be flawless. I gave the example of Haydn. It was not necessary for him to put a forte or piano, because according to the ranges, he knew. Yeah, for example, if you put a cello in a range that is quite high, it sings naturally. So even if you don't put a forte, it will stand out. Yeah. So when you're when you start with the chords, yes, that's why it's important to take this into account. It's not just the note. It's not just okay, yeah, parallel fifth, no, yeah, the voice, double the root. You have to be very aware that somebody's going to sing this. Yes, because when your composers is the composition is managing the material that we have. Yeah, and if you don't manage as well, I mean, you don't know how to manage your material, raw material, you're going to have a problem beyond the musical aspect. Beyond, yeah, because if you don't know that you're making the alto scream, yes, you will be very upset. She won't like your piece, and she won't like you as well. So she won't perform. Yes. I mean, it will put her off, or put a bass on a register that is not bright enough. Yes, or a tenor on a high G and keep on a G. There are some psychological things that we have to take into account with the musicians. I mean, try to also put yourself in the place of the performer. I mean, we are all performers. So if you're trying to if you're practicing a passage in which is not pianistic, let's say, it's difficulty for the sake of being difficult, and it has no musical value, or you see that I mean, the pieces that you perform, they're all well done, okay? So you won't encounter that problem. But I premiered a lot of pieces from new composers, and believe me, I encountered many issues that they were like impossible to play, yes, or really difficult, yes, and I didn't show any idiomatic knowledge, so that's put you off as a performer. Yeah. So what I'm trying to do is saving you a lot of headaches. Yes, with yeah, a lot of headaches. Yeah. So so we have three ranges. Yes, the extreme range, sorry, the range itself, and the most comfortable one. There is always a perfect fourth. Yeah, and this is in the case of the singers, and not all the singers, choir singers, choral singers. Yes, then the families will be, transferable up to another families. Yeah, but now we start with this. Yeah. Okay, so the bass is actually mi fa or ef. Yes, and then you have the G to the C, and then the D is extreme. Yeah.
G to C, not C to F.
G. Yes. G2.
Oh, what is that you're saying now?
The bass. The one I asked.
For the register, for the range, or for the comfortable?
No,
range?
no, the range. The range is G2 to C. 4.
Not E.
No.
Does it go down?
Is down. D4 is extreme.
Down to E.
No, D is too much.
They cannot sing E.
They can sing E, but they're choral. They're for choir.
Okay.
Of course, I mean, now if you have a professional choir, yes, you're most welcome. Yeah, but even so, you're not going to have a very powerful D. It's not going to sound because.
Not to E.
Sorry.
E.
No, E, yes. E. F and E are the extremes.
Okay.
I said D, delta. Now D is more air than the note. What comes? Yes. Now next one. Alto. Iris.
I'm not very sure, but would it be from A or B? So, I mean, A A2. Well, the A
A2?
just below the
Really?
no, the A just below the middle C. No, I haven't messed with that. Sorry,
I'm an
would it
alto,
be
so I know very well the
no. Would it be A3 or
A3.
no, A3. Okay, so from A3.
So you have 3 ranges. Remember, 3 ranges. The range itself, the extreme, and the most comfortable. Yeah.
Okay, so the range itself would be from A to C,
Yes.
more or less.
A3, A3 to C5.
A3, yes.
Good.
And then the extreme would be G, from
Yes.
G to D.
D.
I'm not sure. Yes. Okay. And the comfort then from B to B. No.
No. And that was the exception that I was talking about, Georgios. The alto has the most comfortable range is D4 to G4. Yeah? D4 to G4. Yeah? There you go. Anna, let's go to the soprano.
I C above the middle, C, D to D.
Above the middle? D
O sea,
above
do
the middle
central,
C or
D above the middle C.
D above the middle
El
C.
re
Okay.
después del do central.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is
D4. D4.
D4. Oh my God. I think it's D4 until F. And then the outer ones is just 2 notes, 1 note below. So it can be C4. And then the upper notes G and A.
G and A, the extreme. And
Extreme,
then C4.
exactly the extremes.
Perfect.
And then eso. And then the inside that.
Very well done. And the most comfortable range?
Was it E4 to F? Above F or the most comfortable range? G to C,
G to
maybe.
C.
Okay. Vale, because it's
C5.
within. Exactly, the one in the middle. Mm-hmm.
It's always in the middle. The
Always
most comfortable one is always in the middle. Yeah? Then you see, yes, Georgios.
The next one, sorry.
The next one. Do the next one. You have tenor and
tenor. I remember it 1 octave below soprano, but I don't think he can reach A. So say like from D to G, extreme G.
a little bit too much, eh?
D to F, I would say. And G
Okay.
maybe.
It's a little bit too much as well. Are you talking about the range? Just the range?
The range, D, he can reach
D, yes. D what?
3.
Yes.
D to G,
No.
F to F,
Hi.
to E.
To E.
What? Not to D, 1 octave.
That is the range. Then you have the extreme. We have the C3 to F. F4.
G.
It's a choir. I'm not saying that they cannot do it, but it's kind of risky. I mean, the same thing as a composer. Look, if you have a choir that you know they can sing, please do.
No, but I really thought it was comfortable for everyone as an extreme.
G4 for a tenor, for a choir tenor, is not the most comfortable. They're going to, I mean, the quality of the sound, yes. Let's say they have a choral piece of the symphony and then you hit it, yes, you hit it once by step progression and then you go, but you don't hold it. I will say yes. Yes, but not to be something that you can overuse. That G is really, really extreme for a tenor, a choir tenor. Yes, if you say you're an opera singer, they can hit the famous C5, the do de pecho, yeah, that's a tenor, an opera tenor can do it.
Sorry.
Yeah? So good. So they have the ranges, and the most comfortable one
G to C.
G to C, the same one as
Soprano.
soprano.
1 octave lower.
Yes, exactly. Actually, the soprano and the tenor, they're quite similar. Yeah. Or, for example, the soprano, you can hit a B flat 5 once when you have a tutti, yes. But for example, or forte, yes, to reach it in step progression, yes. Not long, not a long note. Yes, you can, yeah, but be careful with those notes, because you know the psychology of the choir. Have you? Who sang in a choir? I sang for years. So Anna.
I did.
Good.
But weird.
Did you conduct a choir? Or
yes,
you just sang?
in Boston.
Okay.
Conduct and sing.
There you go. So I did it too. So which is the psychology of a soprano that knows that in bar 65 has a B flat?
For me, that she's going to be way too flat. That she's going to untune.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
que no lo va a dar.
No, look, exactly. She won't hit it. I mean, she won't hit that B flat perfectly tuned. And also because in bar 40, 20 bars before, the only thing that they can think is that B flat that you have in bar 63.
Exactly. So the rest of the bars, they're going to be out of tune. Yes, it happened. It happened.
Yeah, so that's why when we do harmony, and then we're going to do this harmony, thinking about our jobs, okay? It's not an abstraction. This is not putting notes on a paper, yeah? Think that note that you put, somebody's going to perform it. And there's a psychology behind that. Yes, because if not, you're going to have a lot of headaches. Yeah?
Exactly.
I had a lot of headaches. That's why I don't want you to have headaches. Yeah, so that's why it's the psychology of how to deal with a person who is going to perform this. Yes? Especially because they're not soloists. Yeah, the soloist likes the challenge. Yeah? And they're going to study a lot. Yes, and they're more bold in that sense. Yes, people that they work in an ensemble are not very bold. Yes, they're not. Yeah, they play, they have another psychology, they work together, they like this, the team, yeah, the ensemble. Yeah, but everything that makes them stand out, yeah, is not very comfortable. Yeah. Okay, good. Well, now, a couple of rules. Which were the rules that we had for the exercises? Let me see.
Good position.
All calls in root position. How many?
No dominants. I mean, sorry, no seventh dominant.
No seventh. Very good. Yes. Root position.
Mostly steps.
Mostly steps.
Voice leading.
Voice leading, which implies what?
No parallel.
Common chords.
We didn't speak about parallels.
Common notes, no?
Common
the tight notes.
Common notes. Yes, we didn't speak about parallels.
What? You know how many I try to avoid?
But we didn't.
And use the most comfortable range.
We didn't speak about parallels. We will. That's for sure. I mean, we cannot avoid it. But they were not. I mean, the crossing of the voices. We spoke. There you go.
And I always forget the term. It's the crossing, but we didn't say about the other one, the overlapping, I think. When they do this. And the soprano goes lower than where the alto was.
Yes.
How is that called?
Well, you have, I mean, if you follow all the rules, yes, I mean, the crossing of the voices when you have, in the place that the soprano was, the alto goes. They go like that.
Not this.
But this, you say.
This, yeah.
Well, if you have all of them in leading voice and in common chord and all that, you double, you're not going to have those problems. If you obey all those rules.
If you do steps, sure.
Exactly.
But if you,
if you no more than Remember, which was the leap that there was the maximum leap between voices? Sorry?
A fourth?
A fifth.
A fifth.
A fifth was the maximum. Yes. A sixth and a seventh. Yes, he talked about a sixth and a seventh. But if you comply with all those rules, you are not going to have the problems that you're telling me, Virgos. You see what I mean?
Mine is not in root position, so.
All in root position. All in root position.
Oh.
Okay. Yes, I know.
Some of them are not. Oh, con lo que me ha costado. Okay.
Okay, let's start with you, Ana.
Ay, es una caca. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, mine is a mess. Okay. Woof.
Let me see. Let me share the screen.
Okay. So
you
let me
wait,
go
let me
with
see, just in a second.
to the piano.
Yes. Now, first of all, we said between 6 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Wait. Between 6 and 7 bars? Okay. Sorry.
It was between 6 and 7 chords.
Oh, amiga.
We have 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops.
Oops. Yeah, all right.
Now,
Between 6 and 7 chords.
You started really well. You started taking into account the most comfortable range, you started amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The alto was like in the verge of being low, but it's comfortable as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you have the 6, amazing the voice, but what's the problem here? Who can tell me?
First inversion.
First inversion.
It's like A. There you go.
So I would just play A there and C on the second note?
Yeah, A and A, they're fine. And then C, very well done, common note. And then E and E, common note. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. Yeah. Then you want to do 3. I mean, clearly you all tonic families, yes. But what happened here? The alto is singing a C. And then you
jump a third.
You tied. No. Look. You tied the E.
Mm-hmm. I tied the soprano to an alto. Yes. Oh my God.
There you go.
Yeah. Dios mío.
There you go.
Es el soprano y eso es el alto. I'm writing in mine with color.
Yeah.
I
so
see.
Actually, I mean, this E was okay. Yeah. To bind the E or to repeat the E with a common note, yes, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But the alto, yes, needs to sing, let's say, these notes, and the tenor, you send it here.
Claro.
And you have E, G, B, and E.
G, claro.
Yeah.
There.
Very close position, by the way. But that allows you also that this, if you follow those rules, everyone is going to sing, yes, in the most comfortable range. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although you're going to see that you cannot follow all the rules. Huh? You cannot follow every single rules I gave you.
I cannot follow too, but yeah, I found it super hard. I found super hard. I think this is why I got so many mistakes, because I was thinking of how to put everything, stepwise, voice lead, but then it's not in root position. I just did kind of. Also,
when you have a lot of limitations, it's very hard. Yes, it's not that because you have just a bunch of chords. Yes, and then you can combine it. For example, let's say that this case the bass went a little bit lower than it should. The alto as well. I mean, if we let's say amend this, then it's going to go to a B. So in the voice ranges, we try to put them proportionally, more or less, in their voice range, but it's impossible. But then we're going to see which voice we decide to stand out or which voice we decide not to stand out. Yeah, but it has to be a conscious decision. Then I have a little problem here because I believe that this is a 4.
Oh yeah. Why did I put 6? Oh my god.
From what I know, this is a 4.
Claro, yeah, that's a 4.
And
in inversion, not in root position.
There you go. The inversion should have happened here. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Then you have. I mean, you of course you don't have any common chords, common notes. Yes, between the steps. This is possible. Yeah. Although the ranges. For example, if we have to, I have to judge according to the range. This is perfect. Yeah. All the voices are in their place,
comfortable,
in the most comfortable way. Yeah.
Then
you have the 1. Yes. There you go. You see that now the tenor got a little bit higher. It was very, how can you deal? There's always one voice that you're going to see that like something that is very common. You can have 3 voices in the most comfortable range, but one has to move, because if not, you cannot, especially in root position. Yeah. This is okay. Yes. I mean, then you have the common notes. Yeah, that's fine. From the 4th, and now it's a 4th. Very good. This is a 4th. This is a 4th.
Eso sí.
That's a 4th.
Yes. Eso sí. Thank you.
And then you have the 2nd. I mean, basically, what you intended, I'm sure, is you do a perfect cadence. Yeah. Then you have the note in common. That's fine. Yes. And then you have the perfect cadence. Yeah, with the G, E. For example, you see it in this case. All of the voices are in the best range, and the tenor got higher. So, but what I'm trying to say with this, just be aware that the tenor singing that D and then that E is going to stand out.
Yeah.
So when you put together the notes, yes, you have to decide. So like, if you don't want the tenor, because the line of the tenor that today is a tenor that sings, tomorrow is a cello, okay, or a bassoon, or whatever instrument you want. Yeah. You don't want that instrument to have an important line. Well, change the voicing. Yeah, because it's going to stand out. That's for sure. Yeah. Okay, let's see a new share. Let me see who else. It is. There you go. Okay, so first we listen to it. Okay. You start in an open position, but what happened with the C, for example? What happened with this B? It is. For example, the soprano is singing an E, and then the tenor is singing a B. Is it the most comfortable?
Yes. No.
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 I'm not saying it's wrong. Yes. Careful with that. This is an open position. This is a good position. This is an open position. Yeah. If you were doing a common harmonic exercise, this would be all right. Yeah. But what I wanted to do, and Schonberg is very clear about that, is to start molding. Yes. Applying even more rules. Yes. To think about truly the voice leading. Yes, how these voices are going to sound really together. No, it's not just putting a chord. In this case, the soprano automatically will stand out. Automatically, yeah. You can argue, well, I can put double E here, and then the soprano can put a B, yes, and then they will all be happy there. So like this, and this is how it's done. By the way, remember with the two voices, just drag them, yeah, and then you have this. This is the most even result that we can get. Yeah, we're not going to change it because if not, all the voices will the relation between voices. Yes, we're going to change everything. Okay, so you have 1, good. 2, FFAC. Of course, you didn't have anyone in common. Then with the 4, anyone can tell me what happens with the 4 here?
Inversion.
Yes.
Yes, no, I that completely went off my mind.
And also, even, look, also, I want to really perceive the 4th. Yeah, because we're going to deal with inversions, of course. One of the topics today, yeah? To deal with inversions. How the inversion is heard, yes? When you listen to a chord inversion, you have to listen that chord is inversion. Yes, you have to listen to the difference between a chord in root position and a chord in inversion. We're going to listen to it again and try to perceive the 4th, that 4th. Yes?
No, it's hearing a lot.
Okay. Everyone perceive that. The 4th, yes? Let me see. Look. It's so noticeable. There you go.
A lot.
It's like crying out, I'm a 4th. Yeah? So that's why, start to be more, tune out your ears, yes? And it's one of the things that actually is going to be like a byproduct of studying counterpoint, because in counterpoint, you start paying attention to every single note, because you don't have many notes. You have 1 against 1, that's it, yes? If you think that classical music was, bereft of notes, you can't imagine when you're dealing with just 2 voices. So you tune in so much your ear in really listening every single interval. People back then, yes, and now they're studying counterpoint. We're going to trying to enter that world. We now have too much information. Yes, so we don't have very tuned ears. These people have extremely good ears because they didn't have much sounds, so they could perceive everything. Yes, maybe that's why they were so picky. Yes, with some intervals. Yeah. Okay, inversion. Yes. Voice leading. That's okay. Very good. Yes, everyone is in this, for example, in voice range. Perfect. This decision, this 6. Perfect. Everyone is singing in its perfect, most comfortable, yes, range. Anyone would care to tell me what happens with this?
First inversion.
Of which chord?
The dominant.
The dominant.
D, re, fa. Yes, first inversion.
The dominant. Dominant. The dominant.
I said the dominant. D.
Dominant. We'll repeat that again. This is a dominant.
D, re, fa. Of me. Yes. Am I crazy?
No, yeah. She doubled, but this chord, well, yes, it's in the first inversion, yes, and also the movements of the voices are not the happiest, yes. Now the last one, yes, perfect, yes, very good, very good. Okay, so careful with that. Now again, pay attention to the voicings. Yes, pay attention to choosing how you choose, when to choose. Yes, the last one. Georgios. Let's start with the first one. There you go.
I had to sacrifice the tenor. I couldn't put them all in the comfortable.
There you go. Yeah, when I saw it, I said, The tenor, what will happen with the tenor? Yes, because also these softwares are very deceiving. Yeah, because they are the same. You play, everyone's singing the same, that's fine. That's not true. That's not the reality. That won't happen. You will have the tenors there singing at the top of the lungs, and the rest of the voices just floating around. Now, if that is the effect that you want, Georgios, very well done. Yeah, good, fantastic, good. Yeah, that is something that you would do.
I knew. I saw it from the beginning. I thought I cannot do something for you, tenor. Congratulations.
Exactly. Take one for the team, tenor. Yeah. I mean, all the rest is very well done. You connected the voices. Yes, it's fantastic. I
think I put some double fifths just to avoid parallel.
Now you put double fifths here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
on the fourth.
I will do a mea culpa. I didn't mention any fifths.
Habit. I don't know.
I didn't. That was not the point of the exercise. We will discuss it. But for now, it was just connecting chords. That's it. Yes? But if you listen to both, let me see if you can perceive the fifths. Yes? Let's see, we start from here, from the third. You can listen to those fifths. Yes? Okay, but it was very well done. Very good. Very good. All in reposition. Yes, that's fine. Very comfortable, all of them, except the poor tenor. Yeah, especially here. Yeah. Okay. Second one. Now, you see that the difference between, I mean, in this case, they were all a little bit concerned about the
intentional, dominant, before the resolution.
So, sing your guts out.
Yes.
That was not the point of the exercise, Georgios. But all the good thing that the good point I will give you is that if that was intention, say I want the dominant. That's the thinking we want. That if this is dominant, I will bring up the tension. I will make them go.
No,
I will open the range.
I did. For the cadence, I did it on purpose. That skip. I actually was planning to do do fa re mi, but I couldn't. So I changed it. But then again, though, I put la mi sol re, which is parallel fifth. But it's okay now, so it's fine. It's fine.
Now, careful with the jumps in the voices, but this is okay. Yes.
What jumps on the voices? What jumps?
Not the jumps. The ranges in this was a little bit. From here, it was a little bit too high. Yes.
What to what? Which place?
The last.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, I know. I did on purpose.
From the 6, yes. Okay, but it was very well done. Very, very well done. Yeah. Now, let me see if they were practicing the connection of the chords. Yes, something that we did last time. Picking a random scale. Yes, not very difficult. A flat major. Yeah. A flat major. Yeah. Tonic. A flat. Está with Georgios. Yes.
What are the two most common? And then So, wait. How do you just the names of the chords?
Tonic. Okay. Supertonic, median, subdominant, dominant, super. That one. So all the possible.
I think I will answer the way you want. So tonic, la bemol major, third, 2 common notes, and I say there are 2 common notes.
Yes, please.
Bemol. Sixth, 2 common notes, la bemol do. 5, 1 common note, mi bemol, 4, one common note, la bemol.
There you go. Perfect. Amazing.
I don't have to say the names of the 3 do minor.
Try to from now on, we're going to get used to say the name of the degrees. Tonic, median, subdominant.
I'm more used to that.
I get used to it.
More used to saying the degrees.
Yeah, because it's when you talk about the name of the degrees, you're also entailing a function. Yes, that's why. Yeah, I'm not saying that saying third degree is wrong, right? Yeah, but at least you have to have both. Yes.
Okay.
Anna, we played a little game last time. You were not here. Yeah.
No, what was it?
So you're going to have the pleasure, yes, of have the little game. So
okay.
we choose a random chord. Yes, we're going to keep in la bemol, yes, or A flat.
Okay.
And then we see from that chord, yes, every single possibility of connecting those chords. Sometimes we're going to have 2 possibilities of chords that are connected by 2 notes. So by thirds, a third away up and a third away down. Yeah. So if you move the root by thirds up or descending third, you're going to connect, yes,
2 other chords.
You have to have exactly 2 common notes. And then a fifth, perfect fifth up, you're going to have 1 note in common. Yeah.
And
then a fifth down is going to have but without the piano.
Corcho. Okay, sorry. Oh, sure. Okay. Okay. Yeah. The median thirds is something, you know what's interesting? The median thirds, and the exercise is something that's super typical in film scoring. Film scoring harmony in horror film and the 1950s horror film.
Yeah. Well, Well, the harmonic progression by thirds, which started in the Romantic period in film music, they
exactly
use it and abuse it.
A lot. And raise it.
Okay, so I was going to pick the submedian, yes, A minor, F minor of the la bemol.
A minor.
We are on A flat, yeah.
Okay, so F minor.
Try to picture, yeah.
So I do the third. So if we go
third down, 5 up, 5 down.
5 down, vale.
Okay.
Third up, fa la do, la do mi. Third up, so I just use the third of the chord, no? And it's
tell
A.
me the degrees. So you have submedian. It's the same. If you submedian, it's 6 degrees, like Giorgio said. Yes, for now it's okay. So that's why why? Because we have to inside our brains, yes. We have to be able to connect, yes, not using the piano. Yeah. When we are composing, we're going to try to avoid going to the piano. Yes. It has to be like more abstract thinking. Yeah. I'm not saying that playing the piano is wrong. Yeah. Please. Yes. But the possibilities of connection, yes, have to be more in an abstract. Yes. You should be able to think how many possibilities you have without the crutch, say, of going to the piano and try the chords. Yeah. Look, so we're going to say the name of the degree or the number of the degree, 6 degree in this case. Now, the name of the degree that is a third up, and which notes do you have in common with that?
Okay, so
take your time.
Okay, so let's done. The name of the we start from the 6th degree, fa la do. So then we choose the la bemol, the A flat. So that's the first degree if we're in A flat major.
Yes.
No, so we end with the the tonic. We end with the tonic. That's going a third up. Going a third down, C. We go to C. So it's C minor. So espera, fa la desde fa from F.
From F. If you move the root 3 down.
D. We go fa mi re. D. D flat. So re fa la. We go to D flat. re bemol, D flat. So that's the second, the supertonic, no?
The supertonic. The name of the D flat.
Yeah. No.
No.
No. Ahí me estoy confundiendo. D flat. Give me 1 second because I am
take
confusing
your time
with the F.
because this is an exercise. I'm sure that nobody. It's not very common to do. Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Yes,
you always
yes.
either you're writing it or you're playing the piano. Yes, but this is kind of abstraction we are not very used to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Each
Exactly.
one has his own method. Someone will see the piano, like I was talking with Georgios. Someone will picture the notes. Someone will picture, yeah. Doesn't matter
Exactly.
what you use. Yeah. So we're in D flat. D flat is the which degree of A flat major?
Control is the 4th degree. So
Good,
it's the claro. Es que I was doing from the F. Okay, so to the 4th degree. That's going down 1/3. We end up in the 4th degree, D flat. Vale. And then jumping a 5th above, fa la do, we end in the 3rd, in the mediante o modal, in English, median. Median. And then going a 5th.
Yeah. Which is the note that you have in common?
Sorry. C.
Yes. Good.
C. We have in common just C.
Perfect.
Fa la do, do mi sol. And then going down, fa la do. I have problems going down. Fa from F. We go down to B flat. No?
Yes.
Okay. Go down to B flat, and then that's the 2nd degree. Eso sí, the 2nd degree, the supertonic, and the common notes, ninguna. Si bemol, si re fa, fa. The common note is F. Okay. Oh my God, it requires a lot of thinking. Oh my God.
That's why. So try to, as I told them last lesson, you're go and walk in the dog. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you do. It's good exercise.
Yeah, okay,
it's very good.
Sit down, because you have then in your head you do this interweaving of the chords. Yes.
Yes, it's super good.
The software, the paper, or the piano.
Claro,
you have to go here before. If not, you depend from an outside source.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to try to do. Yeah, which is not the way that is when the usual way to teach harmony is always on the paper. Yeah, you see the paper, you see the notes. Yeah, or just playing. Yes, I mean when you improvise. Yes, improvise. You depend on the piano. But we are doing, this book was written by a composer. Yeah. And I think it's a good exercise. Yes. Yeah.
It's amazing.
So you walk the dog, you pick a scale.
Sí.
And okay, 3rd up, 3rd down, 5 up, 5 down. Good. And then you
it's refreshing. Yeah? It's refreshing. It's very good. I really like it.
Now it is. Yes. Last one.
Yes.
We're going to stick with A flat. Flat is our scale today. Yeah. We're going to do the dominant. Yes, the 5th. Yeah.
Okay. So the 5th is mi bemol, A flat.
Yeah.
So it shares with the 7th degree of A flat.
Yes.
It shares 2, G and B flat.
Yes.
Then it shares with the 3rd degree, which is C minor. Yes, which shares E and G.
E and G.
E flat and G.
E flat and G. Yes.
E flat and G. Very good.
Very good.
Then
let's put the name and the surname of the notes, eh?
Yes. I always correct that in my students, so I should do it the first one. Yes. Okay, so then a 5th up would be B flat, which is the 2nd degree, which shares just one note, the B flat. And then to the to the A flat, which is the tonic, which shares E flat.
A flat. Good. Perfect. Very well done. Amazing. Good. Good. Now we can move on. Yeah. Perfect. Keep on doing this. Yes. Of course, I'm not going to insist on this, and I know you're going to do it. Yeah. But there you go. Okay. So we finally got to the point in which we can talk about the 7th degree. The triad on the 7th degree, the diminished triad, the pariah of the chords of the major scale, yeah, requires a special consideration. Its structure is different from that of the other triads we have seen, which all have at least one thing in common, the perfect fifth. What is the effect of the perfect fifth within a triad?
Consonant.
Stability. Very stable.
Mm.
Yeah. The triad, they're like two pillars. Yes. Oh. When you play a fifth, you have that feeling of stability. Yeah. And why would that be?
Because the overtone is the closest to the
Exactly. It's reinforcing
root.
Reinforcing the roots. It's reinforcing the identity of that first overtone. Yeah. The triad on the 7th degree has a diminished fifth. Such a fifth is not found among the closer overtones and is therefore heard as a dissonance because it's just a semitone away from the place that it should be. So that produces a very restless sound. Yes, kind of a feeling of getting into a place but not reaching there. Yeah. That's the dissonance requires special treatment. And for what reasons I stated previously when I discussed its appearance among successive notes, that is, in melodic movement, 2 consecutive fifths or fourths in the same direction. Clearly, I said melodic, remember? Melodic. Clearly, the dissonance is still more striking whenever its tone appears simultaneously. The listener can fail to hear dissonance produced by tones that follow one another, should he, for example, forget the pertinent preceding tone. Dissonance produced by tones sounding together, he cannot fail to hear. Yes, so it's basically clashing. You see what I mean? If he forgives, let's say, this melodically, because he says, well, we can't forget the other one, but we can hear at the same time. There's no option. You hear the dissonance. Yes. Curious.
So if in a melody we have Fa C, is that not perceived? But I mean separately. I mean that's pretty clear, no?
What he said is that he might forget, let's say, because you hear one tone, you hear the other tone, but at least it's one after the other one. As well, he might forget the previous tone, but how can you forget something that is heard at the same time?
Okay.
That's why it's clashing. I mean, in the gradients, yes, in a level of dissonance, let's say, as a if we measure, let's say, yes, what is more dissonant, a melodic or a harmonic interval?
Okay.
Is a harmonic because it's clashing one on top of the other one. That's why. Yeah. How dissonances ever came to be used at all is open only to conjecture, although he actually does make an idea, a hypothesis about that. Possible origins of the dissonance. Thus, I believe that dissonance appeared first in passing from one tone to another through intervening tones, and that such passing stemmed from the portamento. That's an idea. Yes, we saw that in Gregorian chant you have a lot of notes. Yeah, you see that that they were not belonging to the They were almost quarter tones. Yeah. From the desire to soften leaps to connect disjunct tones melodically, in this case by scale step. This is just a hypothesis that he adds. Yes. Take it or leave it. Okay. He continues on this idea of the region with the ornaments and possible connection to the dissonances. Now, as we're going to go a lot, yes, in that topic in counterpoint, I will feel free to keep it, yeah, because we're going to do it so much in detail in counterpoint, yeah. The notation of dissonances brought about by passing tones may have led to the confirmation of the phenomenon of dissonance itself. Two impulses struggle with each other within man: the demand of repetition, of pleasant stimuli, and the opposing desire for variety, for change, for a new stimulus. Faced with a dilemma whether repetition of the stimuli or innovation be preferable, the human intellect decided here to take possession. It founded a system in which this demand of repetition versus, a change takes place. This is his hypothesis. As usual, Schonberg never takes us to the subject itself. Very straightforward. You know that. The treatment of dissonance, in which psychological and practical considerations play similarly decisive roles, could have arisen in this manner. This is the relation between the listener, composer, performer. The caution of the listener, who wants to enjoy the excitement but does not want to be too greatly alarmed by the danger, is in accord with the caution of the singer. And the composer, who dares not spoil it for either, invents methods that pander to this goal. How do I hold the listener in suspense? How do I startle him and yet not go so far that it's no longer possible for me to say, it was only for fun, or was only fun? Or how do I introduce slowly and carefully what indeed has to come if I do not want to bore the listener? How do I persuade him to accept the sour grapes too, so that the sweet ones, the resolution of dissonance, will stimulate him so much the more pleasantly? How do I induce the singer to sing a dissonant tone in spite of himself, in spite of possible intonation difficulties? I do not let him notice its entry, and I whisper to him in the catastrophic moment. Easy, it's practically over. Careful introduction and euphonious resolution. That is the system. I love this paragraph. Basically, what he's talking about is the preparation of the dissonance. Yes? Is how to prepare the dissonance without, and to be at peace with the listener and the singer. Yes, we're talking about this difficult notes, yes, that is B flat, whenever you have something difficult to sing, yes, there's a psychological phenomena there, yeah? Remember, those notes are sung by someone, yes, that finds it difficult, it's stressful, no one wants a lot of change, yes? So it's very interesting how he ponders this topic that I'm sure that you have studied before, the preparation of the dissonance, yes? So preparation and resolution are thus a pair of protective wrappers in which the dissonance is carefully packed so that it neither suffers nor inflicts damage. Now, applied to our present case, to the diminished triad, this means that the dissonant diminished fifth will be prepared and resolved. We're talking about that. That in the diminished triad, the dissonance cannot be some tone other than the fifth follows not only from comparison with the overtones, where a fundamental always has a perfect fifth. Remember that. That's the natural thing. But also from comparison with the other triads, which all have perfect fifths. There are various kinds of dissonance treatment, various kinds of resolutions above all, but also various kinds of introductions for the preparation, the dissonance. The first and the simplest form of introduction we will meet is the preparation. Here the tone that is to become dissonant should already be sung by the same voice in the preceding chord as a consonant. And that's how he spoon feeds. They're the listener for the sour grapes. Yeah? And prepare the singer not to be alarmed. Yeah? The purpose of this preparation is clearly as follows. To introduce the tone first, where as a consonant component of a major or minor triad, it will cause the singer no difficulty. You see that he's talking about the singer. He's not talking about random notes. He's talking about real things, real people singing the notes. Yes? Think whatever note you write, and I cannot stress this enough, whatever note you put, yes, whatever note you compose, think about that. Yes, every single note. Yeah. So the purpose of this preparation is clear as follows: to introduce the tone first, where as a consonant component of a major or minor triad it will cause the singer no difficulty, and then to sustain it while the other voices move in such a way that it turns into a dissonance. As our first form of resolution, we will use a method whose practicality is, from a psychological viewpoint, easy to see. Namely, if a barrier is set against the harmonic flow through insertion of the dissonance, somewhat comparable to a dam in a brook, then this resistance should create an accumulation of energy that takes the obstruction, so to speak, in full swing. An energetic move should be used to get over the barrier. The leap from the 5th degree to the 1st can be regarded as just such an energetic move. Expressed more generally, this is the leap of the fundamental to the 4th above. I have already pointed out in my critique of the notion of the dominant, remember? Yes? Which was the critique that we saw last lesson. What did he say about the dominant, the tonic, its relation? You're muted, the audience.
Remember, sorry.
Sorry?
No, I don't remember, sorry.
The relation between the dominant and the tonic, and then who was that it was compared with the king? And
Yes. The dominant is not doesn't dominate really. The tonic dominates. The dominant is like the one who prepares.
Announces.
Announces, yes. Like the one who makes the bed, I remember, for the king. Something like that.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Very good.
Exactly. So actually, the dominant comes first to announce, but it's not the one important. It's the king who comes. Yeah, that is the relation between dominant and tonic. We're going to see that the name dominant and tonic, especially dominant, comes from medieval time. So that's why it's a name that remained. Yeah. Okay, so the leap from the 5th degree to the 1st can be regarded as an energetic move. Expressed more generally, this is the leap of the fundamental to the 4th above. I have already pointed out, there you go, in my critique of the notion of dominant, how strong an attraction to tonic exerts on the dominant. I mentioned further that every fundamental tone has the tendency to be overpowered, to be overcome by a fundamental tone a 5th below. Remember this connection between C and G and F, and this like energetic gravitational pull between F, C, the relation between the notes that are 5th apart. Yeah. If we give into this tendency of the fundamental to its tendency towards resolution into a higher, stronger unit in which it becomes a subordinate component, its tendency to serve a greater than its own, then we fulfill, as it were, the most urgent yearning of the fundamental, that is to make the strongest leap. It is thus clear that we use it is thus clear that the use of the strongest leap on such a special occasion, as is the appearance of a dissonance in our harmonic life of the moment, is required just as much as, say, putting on holiday clothes for festive occasions in civic life. Okay. Of course, there are no other means by which dissonance can be resolved, and once it has lost through frequent use some of the uncommonness it now has for us, we shall handle it ceremoniously, and shall not always immediately seize upon the strongest means. Now, how to resolve it? Yeah. If in resolving the dissonant fifth of the diminished triad we make the root jump to the fourth above or to the fifth below, then the chord that resolves the seventh is that of the third degree. Here.
That's crazy. What about the leading note? What is happening?
I knew this is going to happen. I knew it. But don't worry, you're not.
The first resolution that he gives us is the third. Not the tonic. Okay.
Yes. Crazy things can happen here. So you have, let's see, one by one. Yeah? Why? Because later on, I will introduce a little bit this concept. Very, very briefly. Yeah, so you don't have a panic attack, Dios. You have one of the, and this is going to appear later in the book. Yes, he divides the movements of the roots in three types: strong, semi-strong, or weak, actually, and super strong. Yeah. So this is falls in that category. Yes. So
Which of the three?
Sorry?
Which of the three?
We're going to see that. Super strong is yeah, we're going to see that. Yeah. Basically the strong is a third down, a fifth down as well.
So this is super strong.
Yeah, the strong.
This is strong or super strong?
Well, if it's a fifth down, it's strong.
But it's a fifth down. Pass.
B-E.
What is super strong?
Super strong is so you have strong, a fifth down, a third down, semi-strong or weak, yes, mild, yes, a third up or a fifth or a fourth up. So like, for example, tonic, subdominant.
That's weak?
Yes. No, it's not weak. He tells it weak, but then later in the book he says, well, I don't see it as weak, but yes, smooth.
Wait, are you referring to a fourth up?
Yeah, like tonic, subdominant, that movement.
You mean the movement of the voice or the chord?
No, the movement of the roots of the chords.
Wait.
That's why
no.
I don't want to get in more into that. Yes.
A fifth low is more strong than a fourth up.
A fifth below, for example, dominant, tonic, 5, 1. That's strong.
But it's the same interval.
It's the that's why I don't want to get into that topic, because we're going to see it. It's not the interval, it's the motion of the roots of the chords.
But we put the
connection
base,
with one, but that's why. If I start to explain this, I have to change the subject. That's why. And super strong is a tone. Yes, that's why. There is an explanation, and we will see it. Yes, we will see it. But it has connection with that. Yes, it has connection with that. Don't worry. Okay. We're going to see that. Okay, so if we resolve the dissonant fifth of the diminished triad, we make the root jump to the fourth above or to the fifth below, then the chord that resolves to the seventh is that of the third degree. Hold on. So you have the cases, yes. That's an amazing way. And then?
Mysterious.
Yes, I know. Or? So you can have two ways in D. Yes? That one and that one. Or? Okay. So, the dissonant tone itself is resolved here by moving it a step downward from F to E. That's what you have in common. F to E. There are different ways in which the dissonant... Sorry?
In the second example, does he cross voices?
In the second, yes, and he will tell you why. Yes, he does, and he will tell you why. The dissonant tone itself is resolved here by moving it a step downward, F to E. So F to E there, yes, F to E there, F to E, yeah, so on and so forth, F to E. There are different ways in which the dissonance can relate to the chord of resolution. It can fall, rise, or remain stationary. But it can also move away by leap. For our first example, we choose to let it fall. That is, move a step to the next scale tone below. This one. One reason for this procedure is that this voice, which has drawn so great attention to itself, becomes then the octave of the fundamental we have found to be eminently suitable for resolving dissonance. This voice thus confirms, so to speak, the fulfillment of the tendency of the fundamental. But there is another reason as well, which we will have opportunity to explain. We will have opportunity to explain.
Wait.
Page 81, 82. We have
Which page are we now?
46, 50, sorry, 50. So wait for 30 pages. Here we sometimes have to do without the common note if we are to get a complete chord. If the common note, the B, is sustained, this one, example 12B, C and D, so B, B, there you go, common note, then the voice that has the D is compelled to leap to the G above or below. Doing, there. Yeah, there. There. So, alto, soprano, alto. Whether because of the downward leap, the alto goes below the tenor, or where if the alto proceeded to a higher G, it would go above the soprano. But, as I have already said in page 40, we should avoid the crossing of the voices. So you can do it, but you're going to, when you cross the voices also, and that's something that I'm adding, yes, the crossing of the voices has a timbrical consequence. It's not just that the note goes up. I mean, it's an effect. It's a good effect, but when you want it. Yes? In voices, for example, in the Renaissance, we're going to see that there were a lot of crossing of the voices. Lots. But, for example, intentional moments, in climatic moments, they will not do it randomly. Yes? Because when you hear the timbre, let's say, of the alto above the soprano, with also the kind of the emotional consequence, because also the dynamic consequence of that, of the alto, yes, the straining of the voice, that's an effect. Yeah? So, crossing of the voice is not as wrong, is bad, is that it has a timbrical consequence, it has a dynamic consequence, yes, of what you're doing. That's why. So if you know the consequence of why you're doing it, fantastic, do it. Yeah, but not do it randomly. The solution of 12C is good and useful. This one. Nobody got hurt because the soprano just jumped there without crossing anyone. Yeah? Literally and figuratively. Did you see? Everyone saw? Yeah? The resolution of the C, in which the soprano, yes, does a leap of a fifth, but doesn't cross any other voice. It's within her range. Yeah? Blah, blah, blah. I lost myself. Yes. Only it will be necessary, since here the upper voice moves by leap, to devote some care to its melodic line, to what follows. Again, if you're going to do a leap of a fifth, don't do another leap of a fifth. Try to balance. Remember, why, and this is, I add myself, why, and we're going to see it in counterpoint as well. What's the problem with the leaps in general? Well, it's not a problem, but what's the deal with the leaps? When we hear a leap for our brains, what happens?
Stands out.
Sorry?
Stands out.
Stands out, yes. It can be. Stands out, yes. But if you listen to, if you have this, yeah. At some point, the brain knows that there's something missing. Yeah, it wants to know what happened with that. Yes, so you have. I said, oh, okay, I got it. Yeah, I listened to all the notes that were missing. I filled all the notes because the brain knows that there was a gap. And that gap has to be filled. So that's why it's a rule that comes from medieval times, even before. Yes? If you do a leap, you have to balance it. You have to compensate that leap. It's the first rule of voice leading. Yes? And the greater the leap, the more time you should devote in the compensation of the leap. Because the more tension, yes, you produce. So the more time you have to devote to bring into terms the absence of these notes. Yeah? You can just do every time in music. If you do a fifth, the compensation will be shorter. If you do a sixth, it will be longer. If you do a seventh, even longer. Because it's necessary, you need more time. Yeah, it's a balance. Yes, remember that these two words in music, we're going to deal with this also in counterpoint. Yes, but balance and symmetry. Those words have a very powerful meaning in music. Balance and symmetry. Yes, because it's how we process the information as well. So if I compose a song very diatonically, just with leaps, like, where is, I mean, you get stressed. It was diatonic, it was the major. Actually, I play all fifths. No dissonance, no diminished fifths. I mean, but what happens? Just leaps. The brain goes crazy. Yeah? You have to balance. Okay. But that's why, yes, the leaps. They're not wrong, they're not bad. Yes, just it's how we process information. On the other hand, the progression in 12D produces too great separation of two neighboring voices, no matter whether the alto springs upward or downward. Yes? It's too much of a separation there. Everyone saw it? Yeah? Good. We shall always avoid that sort of spacing wherever possible, for as experienced teachers teaches, it yields a less balanced sound. Whenever something of this sort appears in the music literature, it may have been planned that way, or it may have happened as a byproduct of other, more important aims. And hence that very usual that you see a piece, they tell you some rules, and say either Bach did a mistake, make a mistake, or something happened here. Yes? Well, that's why. Here then the solution given in 12E without sustaining the common note is preferable. Let's go to 12E. Anyway. 12E. This one. Yeah? Yes, instead of the jump of the 12D. The pupil may use the common tone one time and do without it another, according to the requirements of the phrase. What considerations are relevant here will be analyzed later when the melodic tendencies of the parts are discussed. For the moment, let me merely suggest that it will be best not to stray too far from the spacing with which the phrase began, and whenever there has to be a departure from the spacing, to return to it upon the first opportunity. That's his. So the doubling of the seventh chord. Concerning the question, which tone of the 7th degree triad is suitable for doubling, the following is to be said. We shall of course prefer the root, simply because we have been working up to now just with root doublings, but then also for the same reason that we preferred the root in the other triads. As for the 3rd and 5th, there is another matter. The 3rd now takes precedence over the 5th because the 7th degree is neither major nor minor, but a diminished triad with the 3rd classification. Here the 3rd does not determine mode and is therefore less noticeable. The 5th, on the other hand, as a dissonance, is the most noticeable tone of the 7th degree and would not be doubled for that reason alone. So don't double the 5th. Basically. Moreover, as a dissonance that we shall resolve, it is compelled to move in a certain way. That is a step downward. Yeah, B, D, F, C major is compelled to move downward. So if you have two, if you double it, you're going to create parallel octaves. Because F is going to move to E. Because of that tendency. Should we double it, then the other voice in which it appeared would be also obligated to move a step downward. Thereby, a certain voice leading would result, concerning which more is to be said later. For the present, it is enough to say that the two voices would carry out the same step. This is superfluous because one is enough. The diminished 5th is therefore not to be doubled. Now, yes, Georgios.
But the double root is fine?
For now, yes, we're going to see one. I know what you're thinking. Yes? And I almost actually agree with that. Yes? But give the man a chance. For example, the 3rd now takes precedence over the 5th because the 7th degree is neither major nor minor, but at the diminished triad here, the 3rd does not determine mode and is therefore less noticeable. I will go with that. I will go to the less noticeable. Let's take a chance. Yes?
Wait.
Now the preparation. The dissonant tone is to have been consonant in the preceding chord. We said that. And then is to be sustained in the same voice while becoming a dissonance. Each tone of the scale appears in 3 different diatonic triads. One as the root, once the third, and once as the 5th. Our dissonant F, the diminished 5th, yes, against the B, is the root of the 4th, the 3rd of the 2nd, the 5th of the 7th. You see how he thinks? He has all the notes connected, yeah? Hence the chords on the 4th and the 2nd degrees are available to us as preparatory chords. And that's why also this exercise asks you. Because if you have to prepare, you have to interweave all the chords, all the notes. It's not just the chord, it's each notes that belong to the chord, which I use, which will I in common, which will I use. Yes, you see that immediately have, okay, I have this choices.
Mhm.
Through the 3 questions, page 40, we passed it, that we set up as guidelines for connecting consonant chords. We already mentioned that. A new one is now added. These questions therefore now read: which tone is the bass tone? Which tone is dissonant? If there is a dissonance, then preparation or resolution, whichever is of immediate concern. Common tone, sustain wherever possible, thus no longer invariably. Ray tells us that. Which tone is missing, or which tones? Now, here comes the exercise, guys, so be prepared. Example 13 shows several preparations and resolutions. In 13a, b, and c, the preparation is accomplished by means of the 4th degree. Here, 4th degree, 4th degree, 4th degree. This is called preparation by means of the octave. In 13d and e by means of the 2nd degree, preparation by means of the 3rd. Yeah? So, the 2nd here, the 3rd, 2nd here. You see the connection?
Wait, why means of the octave?
The octave.
On the bass, from the bass.
Okay, good. Georgios, very good, very well done. F, octave. Preparation by means of the 3rd. D, F is the 3rd. I mean, the F is the dissonant note. You should be prepared with a consonant. Now, how is it going to be? By octave to the bass, with the case of the 4th, FF, or by the preparation of means of the 3rd, with the 2nd, DF. So, which is the best? Well, the most consonant maybe is the 2nd. Not the most consonant, sorry. The smoothest, softest. The 3rd is softer than the octave. Yeah. Goes without saying, play all these examples. And when I say play those examples, try to really, really grasp every single sound. Okay? Now, exercise for the next week. The pupil should now practice the preparation and resolution of the 7th degree in as many examples as possible in other keys too. So from now on, no C major. No C, no G, no F. Yeah? Whatever you want. Yeah? B sharp major if you want. Okay? The degree progressions will read 4th, 7th, 3, or 2nd, 7th, 3. After 7, we shall use for the moment nothing else but 3, but before 7, only 4 and 2. Once the pupil has sufficient skill in handling the 7th degree, he should then proceed to use it in little phrases. It goes without saying that here too, 3, the 3rd, must always follow 7th. 4 and 2nd must introduce it. As for the rest, the pupil can be completely governed by the table, page 39, the chart. Remember the chart with all the chords? In which the restrictions pertaining to the 7th degree are now discarded. That goes without saying. Yeah? So, at least 3 exercises. You can have 6 chords. Yeah? No more than that. And all in reposition, yes. Crossing of the voices. Everything that you do, you just have to know, as actually Georgios did today. I did it because da 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 da. I did it because da 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 da. Yeah? No, because I couldn't do anything else.